Волшебные сказки Британии. English Fairy Tales. Страница 150. One day Jack won a fight with a three-headed giant and got the most wonderful magic things from him. The cap of knowledge, which told you all that you wanted to know. The shoes of swiftness, which made you the fastest man in the world. The coat of invisibility, which made you invisible, and the sharp sword which cut anything in two parts. All these wonderful things helped Jack to break the enchantments of the wicked magician and free the lady. The lady was very happy to return to her dear knight. Then the knight and his lady and Jack went to King Arthur's court, where they were received with great joy, and Jack was made a knight of the Round Table. Jack now decided to rid the country of giants. There are still many better giants in the country, said Jack to King Arthur, and I wish to kill them and save thousands of people. The king listened to this noble wish, gave Jack all the things he needed, and sent him on his way. Jack rode over high hills and wonderful mountains, and after many days came upon a giant who was sitting in front of the cave where he lived. There was an iron club by his side. He was a horrible-looking giant. His eyes were like fire, his hair was like coiled snakes. Jack got down from his horse and put on his invisible coat. Then he went up close to the giant and said, "Oh, there you are, it will not be long before I kill you." The giant could not see Jack, of course. Then Jack came nearer and killed the giant with his magic sword. After that he went into the giant's cave. He passed through many rooms and came at last to a large room where was a boiling copper and a large table at which the giant usually had his dinner. In the next room, behind an iron gate, Jack found a lot of captives. The unhappy captives told Jack that the giant had caught them, and every day he killed and ate the fattest among them. Jack opened the gate and let the captives go out. They were very happy to be free again. Then Jack found the giant's treasure and divided the gold and silver equally among all the captives. After that, he took the happy people to the neighboring castle, where they all had a feast and enjoyed themselves. Some days later, Jack heard that a giant with two heads named Thunderdell was coming to the castle. He was the brother of the giant Jack had killed, and he wanted to revenge himself on Jack. The castle was surrounded by a deep moat. There was only one drawbridge over the moat. So Jack asked some men to cut through this bridge on both sides nearly to the middle. Then he put on his invisible coat, took his sharp sword, and went to meet the giant not far from the castle. The giant could not see Jack, but he smelled him and cried out these words, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." "So that's what you say," said Jack. "Was it you who killed my brother?" shouted the giant. "I'll revenge myself on you. I'll kill now and eat you." "You have to catch me first," said Jack, and he took off his invisible coat so that the giant could see him, put on his shoes of swiftness, and ran away from the giant. And the giant ran after him. The giant followed him, and the earth shook at every step. Jack ran and ran with the giant after him. Then Jack ran lightly over the drawbridge, and the giant ran after him with his club. But when the giant reached the middle of the bridge, it broke down, and thunder fell into the water of the moat. Jack, who was standing nearby, laughed at him as the giant tried to get out of the moat but could not. At last Jack got a rope and threw it over the two heads of the giant and pulled him out of the moat with the help of a few horses. Then Jack cut off both of the giant's heads with his sharp sword. After this adventure, Jack returned to the court of King Arthur and rested for a while. After some time, however, Jack left King Arthur and his knights of the Round Table and set out to seek new adventures. He passed through many woods and at last, late at night, came to the foot of a high mountain. Here there was a little house, and Jack knocked at the door. The door was opened by an old man whose hair was as white as snow. "Father," said Jack, "have you a place to rest for a tired traveler?" "Yes," said the old man, "you are welcome to my poor house." So Jack went in, and the old man gave Jack some food. Then he said, "I see by your belt that you are that great Cornish man who has killed many giants. Now, my son, on the top of this mountain there is a castle, the castle of a giant whose name is Galligantua. With the help of an old magician, he has caught many knights and ladies and taken them to his castle. Here they were changed into birds and beasts. Some time ago, a beautiful young lady, a duke's daughter, was caught by the magician in her father's garden. Then, in the castle, he changed her into a white dog." Jack gave the old man his hand and said, "In the morning I'll try to free the lady." The old man said, "Many knights have tried to break the enchantment and save her, but all were killed by two dreadful griffins which guard the castle gate. The griffins kill everyone who comes near, but you, my son, have your invisible coat, and you can pass them, and they will not see you. When you come to the gate of the castle, you will read on the stone of the gate how to break the enchantment." In the morning Jack got up and put on his invisible coat, his magic cap, and his shoes of sweetness. When he reached the top of the mountain, he saw the dreadful griffins there. But Jack passed them, for they could not see him. Jack walked up to the gate and found a golden trumpet hanging from a silver chain, and read on the stone of the gate these words, "Whoever shall this trumpet blow shall cause the giant's overthrow and break the black enchantment." When Jack read these words, he seized the trumpet and blew it. At once the gate opened, and the castle trembled. The giant and the magician trembled too, but they trembled with fear. The giant lifted his club, but Jack at one blow cut off his head, and the magician was carried off by the wind. Then the enchantment was broken, and all the birds and beasts were changed into lords and ladies again, and the castle disappeared in a cloud of smoke. The next day Jack and the knights and ladies he had freed went to King Arthur's court. Then King Arthur ordered the duke to marry his daughter to honest and brave Jack. So they were married, and the whole country was filled with joy at the wedding. The king gave Jack a beautiful castle, and he and his lady lived there in great joy and happiness for many, many years.